Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Those in the gospel abroad lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. It's the Akia Mahaloya coming back with another lesson through the Spirit. The was really be edifying. It says U.S. to welcome 100,000 Ukrainian refugees. All right, which a refugee is basically a person that's on the run or a person that's fleeing from one particular province to the next. All right, as you know that this situation in Ukraine is being propagated in the news media. It's been a formal crisis, but reality is just propaganda, okay? And the Russians made out as the big boogeyman of the world to dupe you Americans to believe that the Russians are really the face of evil, when in fact it's your own government, all right? Your own politicians, your own congressmen, your own senators, okay? Which we're not giving the Russians a pass because they're still Edomites. But nonetheless, you need to fix the problems here at home before you can fix the problems anywhere else, or you need to point the finger at yourselves. Hold up. So he did need it.
No, I just forgot the data stick.
Oh, okay.
If you don't want that bag by your foot, you can throw it up here.
What's this? Oh, no, you did. No, that's cool.
Those caps. Everybody is in a cranky ass mood in there.
Yeah, that's why I choose to stay out here, man.
Travis was like, "You guys didn't find a lot of them, did you?" And I said, "Well, we can't really dig in fucking bricks and rocks.
Yeah, what do you expect?
You can only do so much when it's raining.
Right.
It's fucking cold out.
It's wet, too.
And then you don't give us coordinates to the shit, and you expect us to go out and find it."
Yeah, that's why I said yesterday, it seemed like, man, they sending you on a blank mission. Seems like it's what it is, a fucking blank mission.
They took Ricky in the back office.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, they're probably finna let him go. Salakia, man. That's what Esau does, man. When you don't want to follow behind their ass, they come being nosy and shit. But totally threw my train of thought off. Satan, boy. Satan is a motherfucker. But anyway, like I was saying, before you Americans can point fingers at other people, you need to point the fingers at yourselves. Okay, because now this is a spit in the face of you Israelites, okay? Because you got, it says, Airbnb CEO promised free housing for Ukraine refugees, okay? And if you look at some of these Airbnbs, these are some nice homes. These are homes that rich people own, but they rent them out for the extra income. You know, some people have what they call timeshares. They rent out their property during summer or winter months, etc. Or if you decide to take a vacay, you know, sometimes it may be cheaper to rent an Airbnb or, you know, hotels, whatever. But those Airbnbs are nice, man. Okay, I've seen a few of them myself. And the fact that they're offering these, even though Ukrainians are Edomites, okay, but they're still Russians at the end of the day. And Biden knows that, but this is a smack in the face of you Jakes, and what they're doing is trying to start civil unrest. Because, hey, they ain't gonna let a Negro or you Jakes that came down from Haiti that was trying to cross the border. What did they do? They try to detain you and send you back, and they housed you in internment facilities down at the border. So you see how they treat you Jakes versus the so-called white man? Because this is their society for one, but this should be a wake-up call for you Negro, Latino, and Native American that the devil don't give a damn about your ass, man. All right, but what does Jake do? Jake continues to want to thrive off the atrocities of their slavery, when in fact this man cares nothing for you. Okay, so it says here, it says the United States will welcome up to 100,000 Ukrainians and other fleeing Russian aggressions, a senior administration official announced Thursday, as if the deficit isn't crippling enough here. So if you add 100,000 people to your census, which they probably want, They probably come over here and get set up with businesses, you know, small term loans to get them set up over Jake. And actually, they'll prosper a lot more faster than you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans will ever do coming over here in a short amount of time versus you being over here 500 years. You see, because this is what Esau does, man. Okay. But overall, man, you Jakes, you don't have the same sentiment. But it says to meet this commitment, we're considering the full range of legal pathways to the United States, as if the deficit isn't enough. So you add another 100,000 people to the census, that's gonna that's gonna quadruple the debt. The debt is gonna continue to go up because they're gonna print more money, okay? And the job sector is gonna be overrun, okay? Because technically people are underemployed right now. They're leaving their jobs, okay? They're going on strikes. Like I was reading, I think it was down in Texas, if I'm not mistaken, it was a particular steel company that went on strike because they feel that they're underpaid, okay? But they're still pushing operations with being short-staffed, which is going to be a halt in their business, man, because, hey, they're not going to be able to push the limits of the business if you don't have the people or the labor force to work it. So this place is falling on all sides. But it says, the official said with the included the U.S. refugee admissions program, parole and immigrant and non-immigrant visas. It says more than 3.5 million refugees have now fled Ukraine, according to data from the UN Refugee Agency released on Tuesday. It says a vast majority of those refugees have fled into Ukraine's western neighbors across Europe. But what you don't understand is that it's basically the Ukrainians on Ukrainians out there. I mean, you got Russia out there too, but really Russia is not using their full military support, okay? From what I recall, they're only using 10% of their military support because they're not in there to try to overthrow them. They're in there to try to make sure they could keep it stable so they don't have to deal with NATO. And really, they just in there looking to weed out NATO's rebels, man. That's all it really is. They're not really in there to fight the Ukrainians. So what you're seeing on the news is those Nazi/Ukrainians that's fucking up their own citizens. It's not even really the Russians, man. The Russians are losing people over there trying to save or fight for a better cause for Ukraine because they're the same people. Okay, as long as they don't display interest in NATO, and they can get Poland's and Americans and NATO's influence out of their country, the war will stop. But the fact they keep sending rebels over there to disguise as Russians to cause havoc, and that's why the war is continuing, okay? But it says the officials said the White House would not have to ask Congress to expand the current cap on annual refugees, who would have set at 125,000 for fiscal year 2022, because it is more of a long-term commitment, and there would be other avenues for many of those Ukrainians to enter the United States, because what's happening is once they get here, they're going to move into new developments. Like a lot of the developments that's been gentrified in Jake neighborhoods, they can move a lot of them there. Like the old Cabrini Row or the old Cabrini projects that was tore down 10 years ago, they built up condominiums in that same area. So they'll give a refuge or Ukrainian a rent voucher, okay, for $800 for a $354,000 unit, and he'll pay $800 a month for free. You see why you Jakes are being taxed to death, being forced to move back to the south side of Chicago. So you see how they playing? They're basically rooting you out, man. That's why the scripture says Psalms 2, the second chapter, it says, let us cast our bands from asunder, man. Let them cast their cords from us and cast their bands asunder, because they want nothing to do with you. And this is a spit in the face. He sent 13 billion over there, I believe. And the fact that you Jakes are talking about reparations, which you would never get reparations, and I wouldn't want it here, because why would you want reparations with a failing dollar, and on top of that, a failing economy, and with the devil's face on it, because he's not going to do nothing but take it from you. Okay, he's still going to be taxed. If he give you $1 million, he's going to tax you on 30% of that. So out of that $1 million you get, you may only get 400,000 because he's going to take 300 of it. Okay, because he's going to get that 30% from you. But anyway, it says, in fact, the sheet about the new effort, the White House reiterated its views that it expected many Ukrainians would choose to remain in Europe close to family and their homes in Ukraine. It says the official said that the administration is working to expand and develop new programs with the focus on welcoming Ukrainians who have family members in the United States. Okay, because even out here when we go to camp, we see them protesting, help or support Ukraine. But why would I support a society that didn't support our people? And on top of that, you're killing each other, because this is Edomite on Edomite violence. So now you want the so-called Negro and all the rest of the world to stand with you when you've done nothing but destroy other nations? You see the double standard of these people, the hypocrisy that you have to deal with this devil? You see why this man has to be taken out of power? Because it's nothing but fucking hypocrisy, man. All right? And it says here, there would be emphasis on protecting the most vulnerable among the refugees population, including members of the LGBTQ community, those with medical needs, journalists, and third country nationals. So you see how they're setting all this up. They're putting it all under one conglomerate so they can be a protected race of people. So therefore, if you do speak out against it, it will become ultimately a crime. Okay. By opening your country to these individuals, we will help relieve some of the pressure on the Europe host countries that are currently shouldering so much of the responsibilities. It says the announcement comes ahead of the President Joe Biden, and Biden is a mess. Okay, this guy's all over the place. They're talking about they want to impeach this guy. They already have grounds to impeach him, though they may not get a chance to because, hey, according to them, hey, this shit is done. But this guy's just running into all types of potholes. He's making up shit as he goes. He's causing confusion. All right, he's putting sanctions on people, yet he's not even fixing the gas prices here at his so-called home. Okay, his own people are suffering, but yet you trying to invite more people over here to your falling economy. Don't make any sense, man. That's why the scriptures say that the wisdom was taken out of Esau, man. Okay, out of Teman, which the Teman are the Germans, but nonetheless, the Most High is taking wisdom from this devil because he's sloppy. You know, but it says the announcement comes ahead of President Joe Biden Friday visit to Poland, which is in part intended to highlight the massive refugee crisis that has ensued since Russia's war in Ukraine began a month ago. But Poland, it says, which borders Ukraine to the west, has registered more than 2 million Ukrainians, what a coincidence, right? Refugees crossing into the country. But however, the number for refugees still paying in Poland is lower, with many continuing on their journeys to other countries. It says when Vice President Kamala Harris traveled to Poland early this month, Polish President Andrzej Duda personally asked her to speed up and simplify the procedures, allowing Ukrainians with family in the U.S. to come to the country. He also warned Harris that his country resources were badly strained by the influx of refugees, even as the Poland welcome were open arms. And this is a so-called woman of color, right? But yet she's doing a white man's bid. But what has she ever done for you, Jake? When has she ever came and spoke for you or did anything for you? Not a damn thing. Okay. But regardless, this society is still going to be destroyed. Okay. The Russians are going to still claim their territory. All right. And they're going to claim their people. Okay. So this is the book of Ezekiel 38:10. It says, thus says the Lord Yahweh, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. And we're going to see what the evil thought is. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. That's America, because America is not inhabited by borders. Okay, you have a bridge, and sometimes you can just go directly in a state. Okay, I believe the only borders that's set up in America is the Canadian border, and then you got the border to Mexico. But other than that, you don't have borders to get in California, Illinois, Missouri. You just cross a bridge and it says now entering Missouri or Illinois. Why? Because like the scriptures say, this is one big city. Babylon is one big city. Okay, because it doesn't have any walls. It doesn't have any fences. It's just an open book, so to speak. So anybody could come here. And it says here, and I would go, and it says, and I will go to them that are at rest. And that's you Americans. Okay, you are at rest because look at your livelihoods. Look at what you're doing. Okay, you don't even know what's really going on in the news. They're screaming Ukraine, Ukraine, Ukraine. And you want to hop on a proverbial bandwagon like you know what the hell Ukraine is. And you people can't even spell Ukraine. You don't have any concern for Ukraine until they start propagating this madness in the news. But you didn't know that the ongoing conflict with Ukraine has been going on for the last 2 or 3 years, man. Possibly beyond that. So you Edomites and you Jakes over here, you're completely at rest. Because right now I'm looking at the expressway, the E-way as we call it. They're going to work. Okay, they're going to live their little slave lives. They're going to play pool tonight, drink beer and whiskey, talk about the Big Four or the March Madness and all this madness, man. They're not going to come into any realization that their society is ended. And even if they do, they're not going to do anything about it until it's too late because you're at rest. It says here it says, and I will go that are at rest, that dwell safely. All of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. That's America, man. Okay? Because this place it's just open. Just like a whore, she's open to all. Okay? That's why she's called the great whore, man. And plus, she's in bed with everybody. See why they opening up the borders to the Ukrainian refugees, so to speak? It says to take a spoil and to take a prey, okay, because a lot of Russians are over here, all right, that's down with the American society. And, hey, you're going to get done in by your own people. To take a spoil and to take a prey and to turn thy hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods that dwell in the midst of the land. And that's you damn devils, man. So, hey, they coming over here regardless, okay? Because when shit hit the fan, the Russians are not going to hold back. The Asians or the Chinese or the Koreans, not going to hold back. The Armenians, which is the Iranians, they're not going to hold back, okay? Because it's the Lord's determination that they destroy this place, okay? And this is to Jake here. This is the book of Lamentations 4, and I'm going to start at verses 17. It says, as for our eyes, it says, as for us, our eyes as yet fail for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us, okay? Because you're waiting for Esau to come up with the blueprint to get you out of your hell. Okay, well, maybe the next president is going to do something. Maybe Kamala and Joe Biden is going to do what we thought Obama should have done. Maybe he's going to bring reparations to the black race. Okay, maybe he's going to put us on even par with your race. Because this one thing about a Negro, man. A Negro never want to get over above his enemies, man. But the Lord is going to force you to do that. They want to be even with the other nations. They don't want to be above them. They want to be even. But the other nations, they don't mind being above you. They don't mind looking down on you, calling you a nigga, a spick, a wetback, a tonto, a bow and arrow, okay, a arrowhead. They don't give a damn calling you a spook. They like that. They look forward to that. But yeah, you stupid, dumb Negroes, you want to be on the same playing field with everybody when the Lord gave you right to be over the other nations. And you wonder why these nations are over here kicking your ass left and right. Because you stupid, man. All right? And I'm glad the Lord put a different spirit on us than you jakes, man. It's a blessing to see through this shit, man. Man, we're blessed beyond measure, brothers. As much as we complain and bitch about our condition, hey, count it blessed that we see this, man. Scriptures say, blessed be your eyes, for they see, man. The scriptures say that, hey, there be many men that desire to see the things which you see. So we can see through it, man. We know when Satan or the aggravatings or the cosmic disturbances or whatever you want to call it is coming for us. We know when this devil is getting ready to make his move, man. We see it through the spirit. But these people are blind as hell, man. So it's a blessing to hold on to this truth, brothers, because, hey, the Lord chose a remnant to get this understanding and faith. Not everybody has it, and the Lord promised us. The Lord promised us that when that day come, we going to be okay, man. Okay, because for whatever reason, yesterday, I don't know what it was, but I prayed last night before I went to bed and the night. I pray every night, but I really talked to the Most High, man. And I kid you, after I got off work, you know what I'm saying? I took my shower. I just felt like a surge, just a lot of affliction just left my body, man. I feel like my leg is doing better, man. Of course we got infirmities because I suffer from, I got what they call lateral pelvic tilt, man. That come from playing sports and doing a lot of crazy shit as kids. Jake be flipping off garages and doing martial. Just being overly athletic, it wears on your body. But I've suffered from that and a pinched nerve in my neck, man. And, I just felt a sense of relief finally. Like, it just came out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, I feel good. Either it's getting worse and I don't notice it, but I felt like a slew of evil energy, whatever demons that was trying to attach themselves to my body. I felt them leave, man. Okay. And I'm not saying that, we ain't going to have other afflictions, because we are. But I felt like a peace of mind. I felt at peace last night, man. Well, for the most part, till my crazy neighbor started making noise upstairs. I think she's like a young kid or an old woman. I don't know. But regardless, man. But the Lord is going to bolden us up, man. Okay. And he's going to prepare us for that day. That's why the scriptures say, when thou art brought to a low stake, take it cheerfully, man. Okay. Because the Lord will increase thee at thy latter end. So we getting ready to come up on a level, brothers. We just got to stay patient and diligent. But anyway, going back, it says, in our watching, we have watched for a nation that cannot save us. They hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near and our days are fulfilled and our end is come. And our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of heaven. And they have pursued us on the mountains and they've laid wait for us in the wilderness, right? They didn't give you no type of refuge, okay? They didn't give you any type of refuge city. They didn't give you any type of comfortability, okay? In the neighborhoods that you did set up, okay? Going back to Black Wall Street and Tulsa, Oklahoma, and then you got what they call Red Dawn. I believe that happened during the same time in Chicago. And you had several type of Black Wall Street bombings, because when Jake finally got out of slavery and we was able to build our communities, Esau came and destroyed it, because we basically was living more profitable lives than them. We had banks, okay, we had restaurants, we had laundry facilities, we had all types of things. We just didn't have a military, okay? But hey, that's when the whole thing of redlining or zoning restrictions came into play. when they start pretty much casting Jake out, stating that we couldn't rent in certain neighborhoods. We had to be pushed to the slums and the ghettos. But yet the Ukrainians and even the Hamites, the Moabites, Ishmaelites, East Indians, all these people could come over here and live wealthy, but you can't. Okay, so that's the point I wanted to make. But anyway, I'm gonna give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim Rakakwadash. And with that, Shalom and a Baba Ball.